I just did an interview about a Twitter thread that I posted last night, and I'm making this video because I would rather y'all hear some of the stuff that I said in the interview from me before you hear it on the radio. For context, we in Tulsa County have been calling for the Oklahoma Attorney General to take over and do an investigation of our youth detention center for months now. And we've been calling for the Oklahoma Juvenile Authority to shut down the facility pending the results of that investigation for months now. Neither of those things have happened. Well, now I have learned that Tulsa mayoral candidate Karen Keith has paid nearly $55,000 to a sitting board member of the Oklahoma Juvenile Authority. And that same sitting board member is married to the chief of staff for the Oklahoma Attorney General. So now we know that a sitting board member of the OJA and the chief of staff to the Attorney General both have financial and political interests in Karen Keith not being held accountable for all of this chaos, for the worst things that you can imagine happening to detained children. They have a financial and political interest in Karen Keith not facing accountability ahead of the mayoral election. And this is all public record, okay? It's not a rumor. It's not word of mouth, whatever. It is public records. You can go look it up for yourself. Now, let me say, I expect Foley to be the next county commissioner. I expect Foley to be the person who fills Karen Keith's seat that she is leaving. And whether or not I am, whether I win, whether I lose, whether Karen wins, whether she loses, I am never going to stop pushing on this issue and fighting for accountability and fighting for justice for these young people, not just because I'm a mom, not just because I live here and I have a heart, not just because I believe that this is going to be an absolute stain on our county forever if we do not ultimately get justice for these young people, but because I also am a survivor of almost everything that we have learned has happened to those kids in that facility. So I take it very personally when there are adults who, public servants, public servants who choose to prioritize their political aspirations over the safety of children, of detained children. I take it very personally. Now, I don't know Karen, okay? I know a lot of people do. And this is not a personal thing against her. It is not. You can like her, you can respect her, you can be grateful for her nearly 2 decades as county commissioner. You can do all of these things and also not choose to turn a blind eye when it becomes very apparent that she's putting her political aspirations above her responsibility to make sure that these detained children in our county detention center are safe and are not being harmed by the adults charged with their care. Please do not reward someone with the political office they seek just because you've known, I'm shaking, Jesus, just because you've known them for a long time, okay? This is serious. These are kids. They are detained children, all right? And these are not just bad kids. They are kids who have had hard lives, all right? And have they made bad choices in their lives? Yes. Yes, they have. Okay. So have I. I have made terrible choices in my life as a child, as an adult. Okay. But no child, no person deserves to have the things that are happening to them in that facility. Okay. It is not worth it. It is not worth it because you want your client to get elected. It's not worth it because you want your wife to keep bringing in tens of thousands of dollars from that client. None of it's worth it. We have to do something as a community. We cannot reward this kind of self-serving behavior with more power. And I understand that Karen's pitch to everyone is that I know this person and I know that person and I know I have all these relationships and all these connections. Well, then who are you using them for? Because if your fundraiser, your staff member for your campaign is on the board of the OJA, why didn't you tell them to do something sooner? You got the in. You got a close connection right there. And this board member is married to the chief of staff of the attorney general, Why don't you use that connection to do something? You got all these connections, but who are they being used for? Not us, not those kids. It's not right. Okay. It's not right. And it is not personal towards her, but it is personal to me, not because of who she is, but because of the power of the office that she holds and the responsibility that comes with it. It is personal to me because I have been the kid who, the adults who had the authority to do something or had the power to do something, I have been the kid who no one did what they were supposed to do for. Okay? In these terrible situations, when people knew bad things were happening, when there were adults who knew that something illegal was happening, I have been that kid, and I will not sit back and watch a bunch of kids be pushed aside in the pursuit of a 20-year politician's political aspirations. I don't care if this loses me votes. I would hate that that would happen. But at the end of the day, I have personal ethics and morals that guide me. And I will not turn my back on those. I will not turn my back on these kids. I'm not going to turn my back on my community. And I'm just asking for everyone to please understand that we have people in power who are just there because they like it. They like having the power. They like having the title. But we need to elect people who like actually get in there and they use the power of that office for the people. They're not just there for the ribbon cuttings and the ceremonial groundbreakings and to build their network and to build their net worth. That is what is wrong with politics. That's what's wrong with our local government and our state government. We don't need to perpetuate that any further. So that's, anyways, I've gone on for a really long time now, but this is important to me, and I hope it's important to you too. Thanks.